Hey y'all, this is Christy from Teadoddles, and it's time for my next series in slow stitch. Today I'm going to talk about putting on these little snaps. So first, let's say welcome to subscribers, welcome back subscribers. I'm happy to have you here with me in my maker shenanigans. I do like to do the sewing things, the yarny things, and the DIY things. So you'll see a little bit of all that on this channel. If you like to make things, you might like it here. All right, so these little snaps, which, there we go, right here, so this little button end fits into this little here and it snaps. A lot of times you'll see these on the front of garments. The main places I've seen it is for women when you have something that crosses over like this, and they'll put one here so it's easier to get over your head. But then it keeps the pieces together. Like usually it's wrapped like a V, like this. So and that little snap just helps to be able to get over your head for a garment that's usually made of a non-stretch fabric, and to help hold things together once it's on, so that it doesn't gape open. And I also would like to show you this kit that I just purchased. I got it off of Amazon because I didn't have any of these snaps. And I found this little set, which has snaps in 2 different colors and the hooks, and then it has different kinds of hooks. It also has these hooks, which these are similar to the wire ones. A lot of times you see these on the front of pants because they're sturdier, they're more heavy duty than that, and they go on similarly to the hook and eye. They just have 2 slots on each side because, like I said, they usually go on pants and they have to be more durable, and they need to hold up to more and fastening, I suppose. So I'll put a link to this little kit here if you're needing items like that. I just thought it was a neat little set. Then I have, for future, I have all the snaps and hooks I could need probably. All right, so first we're going to talk about how this goes on. So I'm kind of using my seam edge to guide where I'm putting these for this particular project. I'm going to attach this one first, like that. And I've got it butted right up against the edge of the seam, which I know y'all can't see right now, but sometimes for these, I will put some chalk on the back of it. Let's see if I can do that right now. Like, I just rub the back of it like that. Yeah. And then you can place it and twist it, and you can get a little faint circle there. You're not going to be able to see it very good from your angle, but I can see it. And then maybe I'll take a pencil or something and trace around that so I can see it better. And that just helps me mark where it goes. Then I can do the same thing over here, because these have to, they don't have as much play when you're aligning them as like a hook and eye does. So I am going to sew this one on, and I'm going to sew through all of the fabric. Now this one I want to hide the stitches because it's going to be on the outside of the garment, or pretend garment. Okay, I have my needle threaded, and I have done the loop at the end like I've done previously for this side, since I'm not going to be hiding a knot on this side. You can do that if you want to. In this particular case, I wouldn't do it, but that's me. So I'm going to come up through one of these holes. This has 4 different holes, and I am going to stitch through all 4 holes, because when you pull on this, it takes a little bit of more force to get it apart. So you definitely want to be sure it's extra secure and doesn't come off so easily. And I'm gonna loop around each one. I find that makes it more secure than trying to go across 2 holes and doing it like that. Plus, sometimes the thread, if you did that, let's focus. If you go between the 2, it can make thread here, and it can interfere with the snapping, depending on how much you put in there. So I'm just going to go over like that. Go back down here. Catch my loop. Just like that. I'll have a little stitch there. And I'm going to go ahead and stitch one more time. I'm only going to do 2 times on each of these for this one, since I have 4 points. Okay, I've got this side sewn on, and as you can see, the back looks quite messy. So if you don't want to show that, if you don't want that being seen even on the inside, you can hide your stitches, which I will be doing on the front side. So that's pretty simple to sew on, and I do like these larger ones. I've had some that are very tiny. They're very hard to hold on to, and they usually don't do a very good job of holding things together. So I do like these larger ones. So now we're going to do the other side, which is going to be basically the same. The only thing you want to make sure, this goes into here. So this little knob on this one goes to the back of the fabric. Just make sure you turn that the correct way, because that can be annoying to sew that on and realize you've sewn it on backwards. And you can guess why I know that because I have done that before. And just not paying attention to what I'm really doing. All right, so I'm going to get my knot in here. Okay, I'm going to put this beside here so I can get an idea of where this goes. And then what I do is I can flip this over. I can do that here because this is a separate piece from my garment. It's a little bit harder to do that when you have a garment. So you can mark it like I did previously. I can hang on to everything. Yeah, this thread does not want to stay in this needle today. Okay, so I know that the way I line this up, I need to put it on this, and I just want to kind of be sure it's aligned. Right. With this one, when you snap it together, if it's not aligned, you're going to see a pucker. You will a little bit with a hook and eye, but it's, like I said, it has more play to it. So this side is a little bit harder to hold on to because of the little bump, okay? And the only thing I can do to tell you is to just hang on tight. So I'm gonna start my needle before I hold on to that, so I can hide my thread. There we go. All right. All right. Now, once I get one side of this on, it'll be a little bit easier to hold on to. Once I get it in through my needle and everything, because it is quite slippery simply because it has that little bump. So I'll leave it kind of loose so I can pick up just the bottom fabric like this and not everything else in the world. There we go. Now, that side on. And what I'll do with this one is I'll go ahead and get another one of these holes before I lose a hold of it. And I'll just go up under it like this and pick up a little bit of fabric. Just like that. Well, just like that. That way, now it's sitting there and I don't have as hard time holding on to it. Okay. Alright, I've got all sides sewn. Got at least 2 stitches per side, which is what I wanted. Now I'm going to tie my knot as I've done before. Yeah. You hear that little pop, you know you got it up under there. Alright, so now I've got my little snap on, and I can snap it together and keep that little bit close. So now something I will say. You see, I probably should have put that over a little bit further because you can see that when that pulls apart. That's the thing about a snap, especially if you're dealing with a lighter weight fabric. You want to keep it further away from the edge. And I should have put it further over. So that's something to remember when you're putting that on, is to leave yourself a good little space, probably about that much from the edge to my finger right here is where it should have been. And that would have kept it from showing, because when you move in a garment, it's going to do this, and you're going to see it. So putting it a little further over helps hold it, but keeps it from showing, which is not an easy thing to do with those little snaps, because depending on the fabric, they're going to show when you move either way, from my experience. Now, but that's how you put a snap in. It's fairly easy. And like I said, you're going to be pulling on that a little bit, so you definitely want to get all 4 points sewn, and I put 2 stitches per point. And there you go. There's a little snap. How to put it in. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and the next one will be about hand sewing a hem on a garment, which I've done before, and jackets and things like that. So that will be my next video. And I hope y'all remember to have a life lived creatively, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.